On what? By who? He has not requested this. And then response. Yes, proceed, MP for Saku, and then followed by the MP for Kaloleni.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
yes.
It is unfortunate that you have failed to invoke Standing Order 107 for the Honorable Member for Makueni. I think she is just irritating the House for no good reason. If I come to what Honorable Kibagendi raised, I think it is important that pension or gratuity is seen as a right as opposed to something that is given on a basis of these people can be given pension for so much, for so many days at this time. What is important is it is known when an individual is going to retire from active service. The timeline is known, and the idea of pension around the world is to maintain some standard of living and decency. And that is why he raises very important issue that this House must take with the seriousness it deserves. Teachers of this country are very important. If you see the gallery of youngsters who are in the House today, they are here because some teachers woke up this morning, very early in the morning, maybe as early as 4, 3, 2, to bring them to this House. So Kibagendi raises an important issue, and we must take it up as the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
MP for Kaloleni, and then, of course, the... Proceed.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Nataka nichangie kuhusu walimu ambao wamestaafu. Bwana Spika, walimu wa nchi hii.
Order, honorable members, order. Proceed, MP for Kaloleni.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Walimu wa nchi hii wanastahili kuheshimika kwa sababu wamechangia pakubwa kwa elimu na maendeleo ya nchi. Ni jambo la kuhuzunisha, Bwana Spika, wakati walimu hawa wamejitolea na kufundisha wananchi na siku yao ya kustaafu inajulikana, lakini baada ya kustaafu walimu hawa wameendelea kuteseka. Hawawezi kupewa marupurupu yao ili waweze kujimudu kimaisha. Tume ya kuajiri walimu inatakikana iwe na mipango kabambe. Kama mwalimu anajulikana anaenda anastaafu, anatakana apangiwe marupurupu yake, siku anastaafu apewe pesa zake, aende nyumbani akaweze kujisaidia. Ni jambo la kusikitisha, Bwana Spika, walimu wengi wamengojea marupurupu yao hadi wamefariki kabla kupata marupurupu yao. Hali yao ya afya pia inakuwa ni duni, hawawezi kujimudu kwenda hospitali kwa sababu hawapewi marupurupu wakati unaofaa. Na si walimu peke yake, wafanyaji kazi wote wa serikali inatakikana wapangiwe mapema ili anapostaafu aweze kwenda nyumbani akijua kwamba amekuwa na mchango mkubwa katika taifa letu. Kwa hivyo, Bwana Spika, bunge hili, hata sisi tuko hapa, tumetokea kwa shule, inastahili tuwaenzi walimu wetu, pia madaktari, polisi. Mtu yote ambaye anastaafu katika serikali anatakana apangiwe mapema ili asihangaike. Wengine mpaka sasa wana zaidi ya miaka 10 tangu wastaafu na hawajapata marupurupu yao. Ni jambo la aibu, na tunatakana kama bunge tuweze kusimama tusaidie watu wote ambao wamestaafu, hususan walimu, madaktari na walinda usalama. Asante sana Bwana Spika.
The lady, yeah. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm taking this moment first to support what our colleague Kibaged has brought in relation with the pension. And I'm happy that all of us sitting here, Mr. Speaker, we have gone through the hands of teachers in different areas, in the primary schools, in secondary schools, in universities. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, as we sit today, we should actually support that our teachers, once they retire, they need their payment and in advance. And then, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to support what Mheshimiwa from Coast has raised. Okay. It's unfortunate that sometimes some teachers have suffered so much to make some of us to reach where we have reached. But unfortunately, some even die even before getting their pensions. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying today, as we support teachers, let us also support other careers and the professionals. Once people serve this country, that when they retire, Mr. Speaker, let's actually take a responsibility to ensure that they are paid their money in advance. And Mr. Speaker, sir, it's really very painful when children grow seeing their parents serving this country in different capacities, in different professionals, but once they retire, we realize again they are suffering, just walking long distances, coming to the respective ministries, following their amount of money which we are supposed to pay. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm joining my colleagues here to say we cannot sit and think that everything is okay when our teachers who have taught each one of us retire, but they don't get their money in time. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we are supporting that actually change. And let's also challenge one another that in the respective ministries, let them ensure that they have proper planning in advance so that people get their money at the right time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
MP for Bondo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's really sad and very unfortunate that our civil servants, teachers included, every single time that they are earning, they are reminded of their age, they are reminded of the time that's remaining for them in service. This is a time, in my view, that the issues to do with the retirement benefits, including pensions, needs to be processed as we process their years. You see, if a teacher is reminded every month that no, you are now remaining with 2 years, you are now remaining with 3 months, why don't we go ahead on another different parallel arrangement where they also, we start processing their issues of retirement benefits? We acknowledge that at 60, when one is retiring, definitely this is the age when you've served, this is the age that you've done your best, and that's the age when you retire, when you get home, you start getting experience. You start getting experiences that are health related, experiences that require that you are endowed for you to realize that no, whatever you are doing, you are acknowledged, and you also say that no, I really served my country. So it's really unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, that when we are reminding them all the time of when they are going home, we are not processing.
Are you weighing in on the same issue or something else? Okay, proceed.
Thank you. Nashukuru Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nikiwa namuunga ndugu yangu mdogo Kibagendi. Mheshimiwa Spika, kunaye walimu walistaafu mwaka wa 1997 na koti iliamuru kwamba walipwe walimu hawa. Nishaleta petition kwa hii bunge, na kuna changamoto kwamba mpaka leo haijasikizwa, haijamaliziwa, na vile tunaongea mambo ya uzee, wale wamestaafu, pesa zao. Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima tukumbuke hata sisi tutastaafu siku moja, na tukistaafu pesa zetu tutazipata ama hatutazipata. So Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima tuweke maanani tukiwa bunge la kitaifa kwamba watu wetu pamoja na sisi wakati tutastaafu lazima pesa ziwekwe kando vile tutazipata wakati tutastaafu. Pia Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Kibagendi amesema kwamba ni linda mwananchi, hakiwa hajafahamu wananchi wote ni wa Kenya, sio walinda mwananchi peke yake. So hapo amekosea kidogo kwa mambo zake, lakini sisi sote ni wa Kenya na lazima atambue kwamba kuna watu wengine nje ya mpango wao. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Mtunga and then MP for Sotik.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, retirement is disengagement from service. And once one retires, Honorable Speaker, they lose their value immediately. They lose their regard from the colleagues, the former colleagues in office. They lose their recognition. They lose almost everything. And that is a status that we need to change as a country. Because these people, as they worked, they were important in those areas and the dockets that they drove. But upon retirement, they are disregarded, which is really unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, I would like to align my thoughts with what the Honorable Kibagendi has brought to this floor, that we need to have these teachers and other retirees from the civil service supported. Most of the teachers, Honorable Speaker, are very organized, and they organize their lives with the little that they earn. And in so doing, they are able to even project what comes in the future and plan for their retirement benefits. But they are affected in their planning because the retirement benefits are not available when they need them. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate to also note that sometimes they are even required to pay so that they can get their benefits. They are required to bribe, which is wrong. Honorable Speaker, most of the leaders in this House have been consulted at one point or another by a teacher or a retiree from the civil service to try and assist them to move their files towards payment. And it has been an issue. Honorable Speaker, I propose that Honorable Kibagendi may bring amendments to the Retirement Benefit Act so that we may look at how do we make it mandatory for the retirement benefits to be processed progressively as subordinates retirement, so that at the date and time of retirement, they are able to get their benefits immediately and plan for their benefits into the future that they get into after retirement. So, Honorable Speaker, knowing that they are less resourced and there are demands that they also pay, it is really unfortunate. So I believe Honorable Kibagendi has brought in a good idea, and we need to organize, to support it so that we may be able to look at how do we need to amend the law so that we can make it mandatory for all civil servants, all public servants, and even the people serving in the private sector to have their benefits organized and prepared as they near retirement so they don't have to go back to those offices to seek for assistance. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I know every member of parliament would want to weigh in on this, everybody who's in the chambers now.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to...
We cannot accommodate everybody. We have to move on with the business, yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to also weigh in on this statement. A friend of mine called Honorable Kibagendi. I want to say I respect this gentleman. He's a friend of mine, he's a neighbor. But the statement is very, very important to this nation. But Honorable Kibagendi came in with another statement from Linda Mwananchi, which made me a bit disappointed. I want to remind Mheshimiwa Kibagendi that the government in charge is the Kenya Kwanza government. And anything you are going to ask should be addressed to the government which is existing. I know you, over the weekend, you had a lot of movements, and you are made to understand that you are in government. No, my friend, you still have a long way to go. And I want to remind you that we are going to work hard to make sure that these teachers are paid. Mr. Speaker, I want to say Honorable Kibagendi has raised a very serious issue. Honorable Speaker, in my constituency,
I have a lot of teachers. And in fact, I want to weigh in on what Honorable Dawood has said. The teachers who took a case to court and they were accepted, the court order was given, and nothing has been done. For how long, Mr. Speaker, are these teachers going to suffer? All of us have passed through the hands of teachers. They are the most respected people in our society. But now, when they are retiring, why should we subject them to serious problems, in fact, including even asking for bribes? Mr. Speaker, I would like to suggest that we go beyond a statement which my friend has raised, and in fact demand that the minister comes and give us a proper and serious statement. And in fact, I'm also going to request Honorable Kibagendi to bring an amendment so that teachers are, what is wrong? Nowadays we have the technology. Why should we wait? Why should teachers travel from Sotik to Nairobi to ask for peanuts? Mr. Speaker, we need to give teachers more respect. I'm very concerned. And in fact, Mr. Speaker, people who line up in my constituency to see me are mostly teachers who are now looking very desperate and dejected in the society. Mr. Speaker, I would like to request that we go beyond the statement which my friend has raised and look into this issue more seriously as Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. The MP for Kasese, Aden, this has had sufficient attention, but I do understand. Teachers are very powerful opinion leaders back at home, and every member of Parliament would want to support them, but we don't have, this is just a statement. You do it when you have a substantive motion on the floor of the House. So for now, let's allow, Aden, take 1 minute, and then MP for Kasese, on behalf of the Finance Committee, will then give an undertaking.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity. I think this is a very, very weighty statement, and it's a problem that is crisscrossing the whole country. This morning alone, I have received about 3 calls from teachers who have retired and asking me, now this is a new financial year, where is our money? How far have they gone? You know, we go there day in, day out, things are not moving, teachers are suffering. Some of them, although they have retired, they have some children still in school. Their children are chased away from school because of lack of money, and they get so frustrated, and ultimately, a few of them actually even lose control of their own lives and may even cause suicide. Otherwise, I support this, and it's a very, very important issue that need to be put with a lot of effort that is required. Thank you so much.
MP for Kasese, you on behalf of the committee, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Listening to the people's representative, there is a serious concern and a matter that needs to be addressed perfectly for the interest of the public, and I want to thank Honorable Kibagendi for raising this matter. However, listening to members, you put it in a political question, but I want to say this is an administrative question, not a political question, and it's a responsibility of the current regime to make sure that this thing is addressed. And Mr. Speaker, committee, we want to promise that we are going to take the shortest time possible, believing and knowing that nowadays systems are supported by technology, it has been digitized, and that there is no need for the traditional bureaucracy to delay the interest of teachers. It is something that we are going to look at, and we will look at far beyond teachers alone. We want to look at the entire public service rights. Whenever somebody has served the nation, has given service and discharges duties well, upon retirement, he or she should be going home happy, not again going back through stress. So this is something that we have to look at it. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, while I saw my good friend Honorable Jessica quarreling there, and I was able to look at your gallery and looking at the students who are seated here today, we are duty bound as honorable members to conduct ourselves in a manner that befits the honor of this house, because these learners are here to learn good and best practices of leadership. We should not be exposing and showing a character that is going to demean this house or to inspire and a behavior in schools that is not what they are. As we've seen schools being banned, children are learning a lot from leaders. So it's something that we must conduct ourselves in orderly. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
I want to recognize the presence today and the speakers gallery of students from Usenge High School in Bondo, Siaya. Thank you. Tika, you may be seated. Thank you. MP for Bondo, give very solid words of encouragement to these young learners.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me join you in welcoming our learners and the students from across the country, from different schools that have visited Parliament today, and of particular Usenge High School that comes from Bondo. Mr. Speaker, that is my neighbor at home. The school is my neighbor at home, and we have a very good kind of neighborliness. Mr. Speaker, I want to mention two things principally. Number one is the whole issue of the advantage that the students or the learners that have visited this Parliament have over many others. It is a privilege, it's an opportunity that many others don't have. It's an opportunity and it's a privilege that many hundreds of schools are unable to get here, Mr. Speaker. While this is happening today, for the number of years that I've been a member of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, only 3 schools in my entire constituency have managed to get here. It's such a difficult exercise. And the students need to realize that this is really a serious privilege that they have. And when they are visiting this house, there are things that they really need to pick and get back home with. There's an advantage that others don't have. Out of my 48 or so schools, only 3 for over 10 years have at least managed to get here. Getting here is over 800 kilometers back and forth. And having students on the road for days, sometimes it's not a very easy exercise. So please get this, that is a privilege. Get this, that you have an opportunity that others don't have. Please utilize it thoroughly. The second thing, Mr. Speaker, that I want to mention is, for the learners, either you're in junior or in secondary or senior schools, this is a laboratory for some of your subjects. When you are in a physics lab back in your school, and when there's a chemistry lab back in your school, for those of you who are doing history and government, this is your lab. This is a laboratory for you. For those of you who are doing humanities pathways, this is a laboratory for you. You've come to learn just the same way you'll be in a biology laboratory back in the school. So please pick it. What we are doing here, Parliament is the source of how governments work. Policies, legislations, issues of even money, in terms of how we allocate money, how money goes to do services for this country, are done or are churned from this house. So please, you are in a serious institution, an institution that's really a pillar in terms of how governments run. So please, it's a good opportunity that you are here. We want to pray for your journey mercies back at home. Asanteni sana.
We also have in the speakers gallery students from Moi Siongiri Girls Secondary School. This is a second group. I think there was a group before that. Please rise. Please, congratulations. I thought I would hear a lot of stomping in the house here to support these young learners. Anyway, yes. They are from Chebalungu, but go ahead, you.
Mr. Speaker, Moi Siongiroi is a school very close to my constituency.
Yes.
And although it's located in Chebalungu,
yes,
but many children from Kilgoris also go there.
Mm-hmm.
So as a member of Kilgoris, I want to congratulate the kids for coming here today and to wish them a good time. Moi Siongiroi is a school that was founded by the president I served under, Moi, and we saw it being built. And it continues to have a good record. So I wish them a good trip in Nairobi.
Yes, we will also recognize students from Mamiloki Primary and Junior School in Mwala, Machakos, in the public gallery here. The honorable members at the back there from Ukambani, the students coming from your region here. And we want a dignified member of parliament to give them a words of encouragement.
Thank you.
These are students from Mamiloki Primary and Junior School in Mwala, Machakos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving this opportunity to welcome the students and the pupils from Mwala in Machakos County. On behalf of the Member of Parliament, Honorable Vincent Kawaya, I want to welcome you to this Parliament so that you can watch the debates and be able to learn more so that in the future you can aspire to be a Member of Parliament. So you are most welcome. And also all the other students who are in the premises of Parliament, I also welcome you. Feel that you are wanted here and you need to be here. This is your Parliament because you are a citizen of this country and you have a right to come and watch the debate in this Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is the students from Kakenya High School in Kilgoris, who are also in the public gallery here. I do understand the member for Kilgoris has already given words of encouragement to the students from Chapalungu, but go ahead now and also encourage your own constituency. Is Kilgoris not your constituency?
That is true, Mr. Speaker. I wish to
Proceed, Kakenya High School.
congratulate and welcome the children from Kakenya. This is a very important school in Kayan Division, founded by a very prominent lady who has worked in the United States called Kakenya. And the school is one of those excellent schools that you should take your kids to. I want to tell the young girls who have come to look at this house as a place where their representatives are, and that one day that one of them or two of them might wish to come here. But this is a place also to look at when you want to study government in your studies. This is a place where we make laws. Those on the other side are in the government, and we are here also. But we all are one house that makes laws in the country. So you are quite welcome to this house.
Finally, students from St. Luke's Catholic School, Kajiado, and students from Mungoni Primary and Junior School, Igambangombe, Chuka. Kajiado, any of the members of parliament from Mukambani or from the Ma community here? Order, it's not your business. These students take years to come here. Order, honorable member. Proceed, somebody should encourage them also. Proceed, honorable member. Order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Chuka Igambangombe, Honorable Speaker, is my neighboring constituency from Tharaka Nithi, and I'm from Embu County. I want to take this opportunity to actually welcome and encourage our young men and women, and I want them to take this opportunity to dream bigger, even beyond this house, Honorable Speaker. I believe everybody here remembers that trip to Parliament, and is a trip that encouraged many of us, Honorable Speaker, to actually fight to be in this house. Honorable Speaker, this is the house that makes a lot of contribution with education. It is the house that actually, Honorable Speaker, has made our education to be somewhere through the NTCDF funds, and Honorable Speaker, through the many policies that we have passed in this house. And Honorable Speaker, I want to tell the student that yes, we mean well for the education sector. Yes, we fight for the budget of education to be even enough. But, Honorable Speaker, we also want to say in this floor, Honorable Speaker, that we should be very cautious when we are promising many things. I had some times back a promise of free university education, and I was very worried that we have not even gone very far with the free primary education and free secondary education, Honorable Speaker. And those are things we need to discuss in this house, and ensure we streamline the policies that guide our education. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, I will now call on the chair of the Energy Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
To respond to the statement that was sought by the Honorable Joseph Tunui, MP for Kurisei South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, following the letter dated 2nd July 2026, under reference NADDC Energy 2026.
Is he in the House, the MP?
Yes.
Where is he? Tunui? Well, proceed here. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The National Assembly Departmental Committee on Energy requested the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum to make submissions regarding prolonged delay in repair and replacement of faulty electricity transformers in Kuresoi South constituency, as requested by Honorable Joseph Tanui, Member of Parliament for Kuresoi South constituency, Honorable Chair. In the first question, where the member sought a report on state of transformers serving Kabongoi Primary School, Kapngorot Secondary School, Tomboalo, Tirigoi, Chenungu, Kaprengero, Gorofa, and Leldas Nyalias, including the dates when transformers in respect of transformers were reported and the action taken to date. Honorable Speaker, the response from the ministry is that Kenya Power has undertaken technical assessment of the transformers serving the cited areas and the detailed schedule indicating the date each transformer was reported, the assessment conducted, and the status of remedial works is submitted to the committee by KPLC as follows. Honorable Speaker, we have a schedule that has 10, and we start, the first one is Tirogoi Primary School. The fault was reported on the 5th February 2026. The faulty transformer was replaced on the 15th March 2026, restoring electricity supply. 2, we have Gorofa Secondary School, reported on the 6th of February 2026 and replaced on the 14th February 2026. 3, Tambuago Primary School, it was reported in 2020, Honorable Speaker. The 20 kVA stroke 33 kV transformer confirmed faulty and to be replaced by July 2026. Honorable Speaker, the list goes on, and the last one is Kaplengero. Investigation established that the associated medium voltage line was not formally handed over to KPLC by the by REREC. Honorable Speaker, the line also have several technical defects, including vandalized earthing. Kenya Power has initiated engagement with REREC to undertake a joint technical inspection and facilitate corrective actions prior to the commissioning of the transformer. Question number 2, the Member of Parliament sought the factors that have contributed to the prolonged delay in repairing or replacing faulty transformers, particularly those that have remained non-functional for more than 2 years. Honorable Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary indicated that delay in repairing or replacing some faulty transformers has been occasioned by a combination of technical, operational, and administrative factors, including, and not limited to, 1, the need to undertake comprehensive technical investigation to establish the root cause of transformer failure before replacement. 2, stock supply challenges for the 25 kVA stroke 33 kV transformers in the last financial year. 3, the requirement to complete prerequisite works such as metering, installation, network configuration, and correction of defects before new transformers can be energized safely. And 3, infrastructure ownership and asset handover challenges projects implemented by REREC, particularly where electricity network have not been formally transferred to KPLC for operational and maintenance. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, vandalism of electricity infrastructure and repeated damage to network asset, which increases restoration cost and prolongs repair timelines. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Power continually reviews these challenges and prioritizes interventions to minimize restoration timelines while ensuring the safety, quality, and sustainability of electricity supply. 3, the member also wanted to get a response on the measures put in place by the ministry and relevant agency to restore electricity supply to the affected areas and the timelines for the repair or replacement of the faulty transformers. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Energy, in collaboration with KPLC and other relevant stakeholders, have instituted measures to restore electricity supply to the affected areas, including 1, replacement of faulty transformers serving Tirigoi Primary School, 2, replacement of the remaining faulty transformers by 30th July 2026, that is by the end of this month, restoration of outstanding electricity issue, including metering, installation, network defects, and third-party infrastructure handover requirement to facilitate safe energization. Honorable Speaker, the 4th question was the long-term measures being implemented to improve maintenance, reduce response time for transformer failures, and ensure reliable electricity supply to customers in Kuresoi South constituency and other affected areas across the country. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Power has implemented several long-term initiatives aimed at improving network reliability, reduce transformer faults, and reducing restoration times in the event of transformer failure that include 1, strengthening the preventive and conditional-based maintenance program to detect any and rectify emerging defects before equipment failure. 2, increase investments in replacement of aging transformers. 3, maintaining strategic stocks of transformers and critical materials to enhance emergency response capability. And 4, Honorable Speaker, strengthen collaboration with the county government, security agencies, and local communities, combat vandalism, protect electricity infrastructure, and safeguard power line waylifts. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, continuous investment in technical capacity, operational efficiency, and modern maintenance practices to improve service delivery and ensure sustainable electricity supply across the country. These measures form part of the Kenya Power ongoing commitment to providing safe, reliable, and quality electricity services to all customers while supporting the country's social and economic development, Honorable Speaker. That is the response. And although, Speaker, just one is that recently, because of the recent enacted law on the National Infrastructure Fund, Honorable Speaker, KPLC has since, under the all the government-owned investments that are supposed to move, they have already been moved to under the National Infrastructure Fund, Honorable Speaker. And that, I hope, will speed up the processes of what is happening now. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The MP for Kuresoi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to say that I'm satisfied with the report, Honorable Speaker. But I just want to make an appeal through you, Honorable Speaker, to the chair to monitor very closely what the ministry has talked about, so that they adhere as per the timelines, because we have examinations approaching and some schools are affected. And it will be very sad, Honorable Speaker, for students in some of those schools to sit for exams without electricity. Otherwise, I want to say I'm satisfied, and I know the chair is very able and you'll monitor closely. Thank you.
Yes, the honorable member for Tana River. No. Magarini, yes.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Ripoti iliyotolewa na mwenyekiti ni ripoti ambayo yapendeza, lakini niombe tu, vile amesema nchini kote kutashughulikiwa. Kuna transformer ambazo zimeharibika sehemu ya Sosoni Bungale location, na saa hii tunavyozungumza kuna zaidi ya miezi 4, na sehemu zingine kama za Ngomeni kuna zaidi ya miezi 5. Kwa hivyo ningeomba sana atilie mkazo kwa wahusika kuona kwamba zinarekebishwa haraka iwezekanavyo, maana zingine zina uhusiano na dispensaries ambapo kuna zile fridge za kuwekea dawa za nyoka. Ikiwa hatuwezi kuzihifadhi dawa za nyoka, binadamu anapopata ajali hiyo ya kuumwa na nyoka inakuwa ni matatizo. Mwenyekiti, jitihada inahitajika. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, MP for Kilgoris.
Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Chairman has given an answer and seems to have restricted himself to Kuresoi. You'll remember, Mr. Speaker, if you are in the House, that when the member for Kuresoi raised this issue and it became the property of the House, there was a huge debate about it. And actually, we asked the chairman to produce an answer that was going to be an all-encompassing, because, Mr. Speaker, this is a huge problem. There are many transformers everywhere, especially when it is talking about Kilgoris, that are not functioning. And there seems to be no plan at all to restore those transformers. We had asked this, and the Speaker had said that the minister himself would come to the House to actually address this comprehensively. Because of the eminence of the chairman, could he make sure that the minister comes here and we address more than Kuresoi? Because we have questions in our constituencies which we cannot deal with up to now. It is a very serious issue.
Who is at the back there? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is Edith. And actually meant a similar statement the last session. Hope my response is also coming. But Mr. Speaker, note that by the time I made the statement, I requested for 15 transformers. But right now we have 33 transformers in Kituyes constituency, which are not functioning. We keep on reporting every time. Some have even taken more than a year. And from the office, from the director's office for Kenya Power, they keep on saying that they will come to repair, but they do not do that. And since this one is a common problem, as my colleague has said, I think it's proper that we have the minister coming, because there's no point keeping on making new connections while the old ones are not being maintained. And there's a lot of outcry, especially in the dispensaries and also in the main towns where the businesses have really gone down and people can't do business as usual. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Rueda.
Asante Bwana Spika. Nami nimjulishe mwenyekiti kwamba hizi transformer kwetu pia Lamu Mashariki, ingawa kuna sehemu zingine hatuna kabisa, watu wakiomba hapa si tunashangaa. Kuna wodi mzima ya Basuba haina kabisa, lakini naomba ile mipangilio ya kuharakisha kupelekwa stima upande wa Basuba ifanywe bidii. Lakini hii transformer Shanga, kijiji cha Shanga kilikuwa transformer yake imeharibika na ikatolewa ya upande wa shule ikapelekwa huko kushikilia ilipokuwa shule zimefungwa. Sasa hii shule zimefunguliwa, ile area ya kwenda skuli ya Shanga Primary imekuwa sasa transformer yao hawana. Kwa hivyo naomba tafadhali chama niyo mipangilio ya transformer hakikisha na kule kwetu tumepata. Pia niliuliza hapa swali kabla chama nashikilie, mwenyekiti ashikilie. Mwenyekiti mwenzako, nilikuwa hapa ni maswali siku zote kuhusu generator. Tafadhali mwenyekiti, kutoka bunge lililopita tumekuwa tukiulizia ile line ya kutoka pale port kwenda kule Faza. Hii magenerator siku zote ni kesi za generator. Siku zote kule kwangu ni kesi generator especially wakati wa jua kali zinaharibika. Sisi ni wa Kenya na pesa sahihi iko na Lamu sahihi sisi kwetu, hiyo refinery inakuja kwetu. So maendeleo lazima yapatikane. Vitu kama hivyo tupangilieni na sisi tupate ile line ya kutoka pale Kenya Port iende pale Mtangawanda ifike paka vijiji vote. Na hiyo kesi mwenyekiti anajua, tulizungumza, tuliuliza maswali, na kuna sehemu nyingi za mashambani kule Lamu Faza Ward na mitaa mipya haina hizo transformer. Hiyo ripoti yote imeandikwa, iko Kenya Power, lakini hatujasaidika. Mwenyekiti Speaker, na kuomba huyu mwenyekiti huyu asiwe kama ule mwingine, ikawa eneo bunge moja likapata milioni 450 na Lamu Mashariki ikapata milioni 4 peke yake. Na muomba huyu najua ni muungwana sana. Kwa hivyo tafadhali hakikisha na hizi sehemu zingine nazo zimepata stima. Asante.
MP for Kachiliba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I'll follow up with what Mheshimiwa Rueda said in terms of connectivity. As others are complaining more about electricity, transformers falling or not working, some of us are even wondering if we will ever be connected to electricity. Close to half of my schools in Kacheliba constituency, Mr. Speaker, do not have electricity. Leave alone the prospect of this electricity being connected anytime soon. So as we complain, I think we also need to look at, are we putting all our resources to where already electricity is? But that does not water down what others are saying, because even in the same constituency, Kacheliba constituency, there are very few schools that got electricity. Their transformers are all falling down and they are being taken, they are recalled. Close to a year, some of the transformers have never been returned. So making it total failure, because half of it do not have electricity, and those that have electricity, Mr. Speaker, the transformers have been vandalized or have been taken away by Kenya Power, people with the pretext that they are going to repair them and return them. I will suggest, Mr. Speaker, because we will always continue complaining about this, hoping that the minister will come and give us a prospective answer or an answer that will satisfy our people. The only thing that will satisfy our people, Mr. Speaker, is when we see electricity being connected back again, not questions, not answers. So I will ask the chair, who is my good friend, to follow up with the ministry to ensure that the schools, and especially the few schools that don't have electricity in areas like mine, that do not have electricity at all anyway, those schools are considered and an affirmative action is taken, so that when we do exams, we are not disadvantaged, Mr. Speaker. That we should also do exams like any other candidates across this country who have electricity. We do not want to continue operating on the 1980s, 1990s TARs and Optimuses. Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. I know the chair here will follow it up, and especially for us who do not have electricity, and continually, Speaker, to continue considering areas that have not at all been connected. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, as we agree with the report by the Chair Energy Committee, Honorable Speaker, the issue of electricity connectivity in this country of late has become a very controversial issue. Honorable Speaker, I come from Embu County, and during Olkalao elections, there was a rumor that transformers are coming from one side of Mbeere North being taken to Olkalao for campaigns. Honorable Speaker, I also met the chair there campaigning for the UDA candidate. And Honorable Speaker, I want to actually caution the chair not to fall into the trap of using electricity as a campaign tool when there is a need. There is a very serious need to map the country, know where electricity is not well connected, know where transformers have become obsolete, and Honorable Speaker, act with speed, put in budget, look for partners, so that, Honorable Speaker, every part of this country should be connected to electricity. We are in the 21st century, Honorable Speaker. We should not be having problems of electricity connectivity in this nation, Honorable Speaker. And as we speak about maintenance, I also want to tell the chair that he should be very keen to ensure you don't, Honorable Speaker, risk the lives of Kenya Power employees. I found in my constituency, Honorable Speaker, some people removing the transformers at night for maintenance, and they were almost lynched. And Honorable Speaker, I wondered what kind of operation could Kenya Power be doing with transformers being removed at night. It is important as we look at how we are going to maintain electricity transformers.
Yes, what's your point of order, MP for Kisses?
Sasa wewe.
Mheshimiwa, you can sit down. Mheshimiwa, listening to my good friend Honorable Mugunji, and I love his debate, but is it in order for him to mislead the country, knowing that the company Kenya Power operates 24 hours, in fact, including having an emergency office that they can undertake an emergency responsibility or calls for that purpose to be treated like there should not be undertaking their duties at night? It is something that he should be, if he doesn't know, then be informed that that department or that company operates 24 hours.
What's your point of order? You are informing me and I have not requested for your information. Honorable Speaker.
You have not raised a matter that essentially is a point of order. The information you're raising, and in any case, he said, why would they be removing a transformer at night which is functioning?
Yes.
Isn't that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said, Honorable Speaker. And I was giving actually a case of in my constituency that has happened. And as I conclude, Honorable Speaker.
And the issue here is, which if I may get you right, is that there are functioning, what do you call, transformers that are being moved from place to place.
Exactly, Honorable Speaker.
Okay.
And I need a clarification from the chair. I saw him campaigning very seriously with 1.2 million in Olkalao and promising people electricity. And Honorable Speaker, I would wonder whether he will still continue and complete those projects now that they lost the election. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We have to dispose of this and go to the substantive business. One last one. Daud, and then the chair response.
Nakushukuru Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza nimkosoe ndugu wangu Mkunji akiwa anasema kwamba kuna transformers zilitolewa Mbeere North hazikurudi. Nafaa atuambie kama hizo transformer alizikuta zina namba zilienda Olkalao vile ametaja mwanzo. Kwanza hiyo ndio anafaa atuambie kwa ukweli, because shauri yeye hajui kama hizo transformers zimerudi na zilikuwa zimeenda kutengenezwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, kisha nimwambie mwenyekiti kwamba mimi nikiwa nimeingia hii bunge mwaka wa 2013 na hii nikiwa mara tatu, nikiwa vile niko rangi yangu vile iko, hata kama wengine wanasema nisichaguliwe, nishaweka ombi ya transformer 65 kutoka wakati ule. Nimepata 20 mpaka leo na bado haja yangu bado ni 65. So ningeomba mwenyekiti, siku moja tumuite waziri na katibu mkuu wa wizara wakuje hapa tufanye kamkunji, tujue ni nini inatukumba kwamba hatuwezi kupata hizo matransformers na pia watu wetu hawezi kupata nuru. Shauri tuko na shida, unajua wengi.
Ushasema.
Asante Bwana Speaker.
Last one, Kaluma, and then the chair now responds.
Honorable Speaker, this matter of faulty transformers is not a small issue. A big percentage of my transformers, and something I've always shared with the chair of the committee, are being vandalized. I hear they take oil, and I don't know, they use it to fry chips or what. No wonder we have these funny diseases like cancer on, the high rise. But Honorable Speaker, when you look at how they are being vandalized, I personally want to think and believe that KPLC officers themselves are doing that vandalism. There is no way, Honorable Speaker, you can go deep in the village and you get a transformer removed by those ordinary villagers. There is no way you can have, if you see how they cut the wires, I hear they are taking the copper wires for scrap metal and other uses. But the manner it is done and the timing confirm that it is people we employ under KPLC who are doing that thing. And I think we want to request the chair and the Ministry of Energy to check on their own officers. I have a case in Homa Bay Town, Honorable Speaker, where a KPLC vehicle itself is seen, on a transformer. After that, it disappears completely. In Homa Bay Town, I have transformers and electricity poles along very many schools. They've been lying down, risking the lives of students, pupils, people for years. And you send messages to the offices, they do nothing. You go between Olodo and Nyakaia, the poles have been lying on the road there for over 1 year. You go between La Ruga Road, the poles are lying there with the electricity lines. And we've had even cases where, Honorable Speaker, people who do not know what power is touch those wires, and we have deaths. I wanted to request the chair to investigate this matter, deeper, and while doing so, also ensure that there is equity in terms of electric power penetration in the country. Honorable Speaker, I lead a town constituency, Homa Bay Town, but I'm not even at 33%. Yet some regions are already at 100%, others are 80%, others are at 70%. There is need for equity, Honorable Speaker. There is need for equity. But this thing of transformers is making it impossible for our students to study, and it should be, looked into. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I think I'll now ask the chair. If electricity is just another very emotive thing and every member wants to... Mutunga, and you, 1 minute. Order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
Maybe it's about time that the government, the nation here licenses a number of electricity companies instead of just being shackled only with KPLC.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I mean, that happens in all the developing countries and developed countries. There has to be a competition in the energy sector. When you don't have a competition in the energy sector and you have to go to the same institution that you feel is not doing enough, then there's a problem. Anyway, continue. As a member of parliament for Dadaab, I have the same frustrations that you have.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I look at electricity connection as a business because you connect people and they keep paying. Why we do not have connection going on faster than it is, I wonder. Yes, indeed, there is a cost of connection, but it is a progression of business, Honorable Speaker. transfer of transformers, Honorable Speaker, from one locality to another should be curtailed completely. Because once a transformer lands in a locality, the community identifies with the transformer because power is transformer. Power connection is transformer. The community identifies with that transformer. Honorable Speaker, there are transformers that are serving very few people. I have 162 in my constituency that are serving almost nobody. Some are serving one person, others are serving two, others 3. Those are under-serving. And all the projects that come for maximization avoid those transformers. The others which are located within 200 meters, less than 600 meters, Honorable Speaker, or 1 kilometer, 1.2 kilometers, there should be 1.2 kilometers between two transformers. That curtails connectivity. People from, the Kenya Power and Lighting Company should do a thorough analysis, assessment of what is happening on the ground, even before they bring in your connections, Honorable Speaker.
Yes,
Thank you.
the MP for proceed.
Thank you, Speaker, for giving me this opportunity at least to address this issue about what's happening with electricity connections in our areas. Speaker, I come from Central Imenti, and that place of Central Imenti, you can't imagine that is so much sandwiched between the very giant constituencies which have been having excessive electricity from time immemorial. Mine is connected at least 48% up to now. There are 2 divisions which have no electricity at all. Speaker, the most interesting thing is when I hear people addressing about transformers. Transformers in our place are vandalized now and then. And if we pursue, or like the other day when we caught up with the person who was vandalizing, we found that he was an employee of KPLC. So one wonders why they place them during the day and in the evening they come for them. When I hear that transformers were taken from Bere to Orkarao and then taken back or something like that, it's surprising because they are not transformers which are so much excessive in a way that they can be taken from one place to the other. It's just a propaganda. The point is that transformers are not available, and if they are available, no posts. If posts are available, no wires, no materials. So it's so much interesting. Can the government invest on this one? Because when it comes to electricity, it's life and death. Speaker, can the government look at this issue seriously? Because everyone wants connectivity, and rights is a right, whereby it's provided in the Constitution that the government should provide basic necessities of life.
Fair enough. You've made your point. The one last one for the honorable member for Mandera East, just to have equity also on this.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I come from one of the most affected constituencies in the country, where over 6 months my constituency was in darkness. Unfortunately, KPLC, I doubt whether they have the capacity to handle this in the country. To replace just a transformer takes over months. Right now, we were in darkness just because of replacing generators. And again, in the last few days, there was a problem of fuel shortage. Fuel shortage, just because of fuel shortage, poor planning, the town was in darkness. And that is the headquarters of Mandera County. This is a problem. And I think we need to recommend as a house to make sure we have several other companies to be given licenses so that they can compete with KPLC. The other problem, Mr. Speaker, is that the companies that were given COSAP, the COSAP that were given recently, the ones that were given to REREC is already done. But those that were given to KPLC is yet to be, most of them is yet to be started. It's unfortunate. And I think we need to make sure that several other companies are licensed so that KPLC can see at least there is a competition in that field. Thank you very much.
Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I want to appreciate the sentiments of all members who have contributed towards this. On a question that was asked by the Member of Parliament for Kuresoi South regarding transformers in the country. Honorable Speaker, I do appreciate the concern that is being raised by members. And as Honorable Mutunga has just indicated, Honorable Speaker, it is true. In this country, I think as a committee, we have put our foot on the ground and we have insisted on matters to do with equity, where other areas are electrified. We have put some more resources towards, a case in point, Honorable Speaker, is the last supplementary budget, where we gave the northeastern part of this country a staggering 1.2 billion shillings to be able to go towards the off-grid issues that affect that region. And as a committee, we are committed that the issues which have been raised here, and especially what Honorable Mutunga has indicated. Prior to this, you would find Gikaria, because I'm a chair and I have a farm someplace in Naivasha, I have a transformer serving myself only. And if you look at the returns out of that transformer, is basically it's not commercial. It has no commercial value. And I want to indicate what Honorable Mutunga has indicated. And they have actually told KPLC that they need to get value for each and every transformer through what we call maximization or the last mile connectivity, Honorable Speaker. And it is unfortunate that, yes, Kaluma has been indicating about his area, among others. I totally agree with all the members here, but also to dispute what Honorable Mukunji was saying. Honorable Speaker, in what he was indicating that some transformers were removed from the area to, it is not true. And as Honorable Ruto indicated, Kenya Power is a 24-hour company that runs. It has, they have an emergency section, department that if you make a phone call, they are always there to be able to. So you will find people at night trying to address an issue of a blackout or something, and not necessarily removing of transformers. If it's about removing of transformers, that is another case. But you will find KPLC employees working. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, on matters to do with vandalism, Honorable Speaker, KPLC has adopted a procurement procedure where they have contractors for different regions. And what they have done to address vandalism is that those pre-qualified contractors of, say, North Rift, they are known. And each and every transformer that is vandalized, they are responsible. They will, because they are the ones who are within that area and their workers. So again, is it the Kenya Power employees who are doing vandalism? No, Honorable Speaker, because we have those contracted, pre-qualified, so that they can be able. And lastly, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order. What's your point of order?
My point of order is that the chair for Energy Committee is speaking as if he's the Cabinet Secretary or the Managing Director for Kenya Power. I think, Honorable Speaker, the members have raised very pertinent questions. It is only in order that you order that the minister appears before this house so that the chair can stop from talking as if he is the minister, as if he is the managing director of Kenya Power. That is what we should do so that we can make progress on this matter so that Kenyans can have power. And the issues of transformer vandalism can be addressed. We go wrong when the chair of this house begin to speak as if they are cabinet secretaries. Where they talk, nothing is implemented. We don't make progress. So the chair should just sit down so that you order that the minister appears before this house so that the issues that members are raising are addressed conclusively.
Unfortunately, Honorable Baraza, I'm responding to a point of order. Honorable Baraza, it is a system that we have in our constitution. This is not the parliamentary system where ministers used to be members of parliament and would be responsible on the floor of the house and give undertaking that essentially binds the executive. But right now we have a system, a kind of a hybrid system, and that hybrid system gives that responsibility to chairs of committees. But nonetheless, you're also on a point of order, Karemba.
Honorable Speaker, I agree with your guidance.
Order, yes.
I fully agree with your guidance, but Honorable Speaker, I would also like to caution the chair without providing proof and evidence. He cannot dismiss members' sentiments. I think the best response from the chair would have been that we are going to investigate, especially on matters to do with Kenya Power employees taking transformers at night that are working. Honorable Speaker, thank you.
What's your point of order, Honorable Bukose?
Honorable Speaker, you know my friend, the Honorable Didmus Barasa, who is also the incoming governor for Bungoma. Although my sister's son, the Honorable Major Waluke, does not agree, he's also the vice chair of the transport section. So he understands the response that is being given by the chair. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think what Honorable Barasa is saying is this. This house has become a house of lamentations. We need to see action. Chair, you know my case, and I've explained it to you. Can you please take action? Let's stop talking. We talk too much. Can we see action? Then we'll appreciate you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
How does he give action? A chair here cannot direct. Order. A chair, you need to understand the philosophy or the construct of our constitution and the way our system works now. And those are the kinds of things that at a very high intellectual level we need to get together and see whether the kind of system we have on the 2010 constitution, is it working for us? Because a minister has the authority. He has the power or she has the power, but she has not the accountability to Parliament. Accountability falls on a chair who does not have requisite powers also to direct the minister or to direct people in the government parastatals. I don't know if the chairs expressing the frustrations that I think you all have. Yes, Honorable Dr. Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, when a chair presents a question from a member and presents it to the floor, he must have interrogated that question. He must have been satisfied with the response he received. If he himself is not convinced, but is just coming to regurgitate the question that is given without any reasonable consideration, then he lands in trouble and puts the ministry in bad shape. So the most important thing, it's good that he's bringing the answers from the ministry. But is he himself personally satisfied with the answers that was given to him? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Regardless of that, you have indicated it very well. The chairs are mere conveyor belts here. You can make a case for yourself and tell us how effective you can be.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe just to answer my colleague, is that not only am I satisfied as the chair and the committee, the questioner himself, the Member of Parliament for Kurisoi South, who said in his own words that he is satisfied with the response that was given. Second, Honorable Speaker, is also for us to appreciate that the budget for the Energy Committee, particularly related to electricity, Honorable Speaker, has been going down over the years. For the last, I was the chair for 2 years in 2017. I'm the chair now for the last 2 years again in this session. Honorable Speaker, our budgets have been going, including, and members, you need to help us. I rose on the floor of this House just the other day when we were passing the 2026-2027 budget. Honorable Speaker, our budget was reduced by a staggering 68 billion. And when I tried to push, and Honorable Pukose is a witness, and I want to thank Honorable Pukose, being the vice chair of the budget, they were able in their wisdom to increase, to give us back 12 billion shillings to be able to address some of these things. So we lost 68. In their wisdom, they gave us back 12 billion. And I want to thank Honorable Pukose and your team.
So there's a shortfall of 60 or 50 what? 50, 56?
I think 56 billion. Yes. Honorable, and it has been going down. We have, I think, only 28 billion now. And that will not only to cater for what we are talking about, transformers, but also because also, and I also want to appreciate that this House in their own wisdom did pass a fund called National Infrastructure Fund. Honorable Speaker, the members, I will ask them to just relax. The amount of money that is going to be sent now to KPLC, what we have agreed now is that now, since KPLC has been taken over by under the National, the Government-Owned Enterprises Act, which is mentioned KPLC, has since moved to the National Infrastructure Fund, you will be able to see a lot of activities now coming out of that to be able to address that. For the social aspect, particularly for the public facility, that has been left now with REREC. And REREC has almost all the amounts that we passed has 80% has gone to REREC to try and do maximization and try and do the last mile. I want to plead with the honorable members to be patient a little bit, that KPLC now has been given the commercial aspect of that, and I want to believe that they are going, because of that commercial aspect, they are going to improve on their how they work, and then we can leave REREC to be able to address some of these issues that are being raised here. Honorable Speaker, lastly, is also to tell Honorable Mukunji that the government has its own system of working. It so happened that there was a campaign in Olkalau, and the progress, because progress of doing electrification, it's a process. It is not an event. It had started just like it is happening in your constituency, just the same way it's also happening in my constituency and other constituencies. Honorable Speaker, I beg to. And lastly, I also want to agree with what Honorable Didmas is saying, Honorable Speaker.
What's your point of order? What's out of order? What's out of order, Honorable Kimilu?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, is the honorable member in order to keep on explaining us when there is a by-election somewhere, is when there is there's a progress of our work, and Kenyans are here crying for electricity. We are being this mismanagement of resources, because you don't do projects at the time there is an election. You need to do development all the time, not when there is an election, Mr. Speaker, by election, Mr. Speaker.
I don't see what was out of order, but proceed.
Kate, I was, before I respond, I was saying what Honorable Didmas, I totally agree.
Karemba, I think you've had enough time to interrogate this thing. Allow the chair to continue and conclude.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was saying what Didmas was saying. Honorable Speaker, it is important, as Didmas has said, and maybe you can give directive that the Cabinet Secretary, one should appear here so that he can be able to. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, just the very last comment that was given by my colleague. Honorable Speaker, the Member of Parliament should know, in this administration, we have moved from 8 million connections to a staggering 14.8, that is 14,800,000 new connect, with a new connection of almost 6,800. Of only just 2 years, with so many problems that also they have been bringing. And lastly, and they should know, they are the ones who are objecting to the National Infrastructure Fund, a fund that is going to transform this. When we tell them we are moving from third world to a first world, actually, Honorable Speaker, given another opportunity, the president will be able to deliver this country to a first world if he's given a second term, Honorable Speaker.
Enough.
Thank you.
Next order. I don't know why schools have chosen today to be the day to. Yes. Hang on. Yeah, next order.
Order number 8, the Treaty Making and Ratification Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Treaty Making and Ratification Act. Order number 8, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 29 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya. Order number 10, the National Transport and Safety Authority Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2023, second reading.
Yeah, has it been moved? Okay, you move it. Okay, proceed. But before you start moving, let me just recognize the schools that are here. Honorable members, I also want to recognize, we've had too many schools today. I also want to, many schools actually, not two. I want to recognize the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of students from St. Matthias Kapkwang Junior School, Nandi Hills constituency, Nandi. Students also from Thika Road Christian School, Kasarani, Nairobi. Students from Gitiri School, Kiharu, Muranga. Students from, and these ones are in the public gallery. Students from Matimbei Junior and Primary School, Lari, Kiambu. ICS College, Starehe, Nairobi. PCA Ngemwa Secondary School, Githunguri, Kiambu. And finally, in Duluni C School, Mwala, Machakos. These are 7 schools. And let's take as little time as possible. Any member who wants to give them a word of encouragement? Members, give these youngsters who are the future leaders of this country and the future of the country itself words of wisdom and encouragement. MP for Kesses, proceed.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to welcome our students, our learners from the entire Republic of Kenya who have found an opportunity to visit the National Assembly of Kenya so that they can witness the house where the bills, where the laws are made, where the policies are prosecuted for the purpose of proper governance of our country. And I want to take this opportunity that leadership is not bound as at this time and moment, but it's something that is raised and grown from where they are. And I want to encourage them as they pursue their studies, let them be objective, let them be focused, because even where we are today is a place for them tomorrow. Only that they have to stick to their career and develop their studies well, because where they're going tomorrow, the keys as within their hands as at the moment. So we want to encourage you, lastly, is that to speak to them to uphold character and discipline. Without character and discipline, future is very pessimistic for them. We witness of late banning of schools and unrest, and we want to encourage them that that is not the route to go. The best route to go is to uphold discipline, order, and pursue what you are undertaking and why you are there. Take that time and maximize that time. The future is good, the future is better for all of you as long as you take it right. Thank you so much.
And on behalf of the female members of parliament and the female student or the female students, Honorable Umul Khair. Umul Khair. Yes, you want to give words of encouragement? No, just 1 second, word of encouragement, and you'll go ahead. You'll go ahead. You have the floor. Just relax. Umul Khair, can you encourage the students who are up there? Students who have come to visit Parliament.
Thank you.
Thank you. In the public and the Speaker's Gallery.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to welcome the students on behalf of the House and the honorable members. And I want to encourage you to continue keeping up the effort, and we are very proud of you. And we might be the leaders of today, but you are the future leaders that we need in this House. And just to mention that I was also sitting in that same gallery some 4 years ago during the budget reading session without thinking that I would one day serve in this House. So this might be you in future. Karibuni sana and congratulations.
Baraza, proceed and move your motion.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move the National Transport and Safety Authority Amendment Bill, number 36 of 2023.
It's a bill, yeah.
For second reading. And I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, that the objective of this bill is to give NTSA powers to regulate the fares that Kenyans pay when they're using public transport. I want to give the background, Honorable Speaker. The role of a National Assembly is to identify problems bedeviling Kenyans and come up with a law that will lessen those problems or eliminate those problems. A problem exists that this country, the PSV vehicles will charge the amount of money that they want because they are not regulated. Let me begin by looking at some countries globally that regulate public transport. A country like Fiji, public transport is regulated and controlled by Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. They set the fares that people from Fiji pay when they're using public transport. In France, the local government authorities take most of the decisions in fixing the amount of money that French people pay when they're using public transport. In Germany, Honorable Speaker, the national low fare policy of €9 per ticket was approved by the Parliament of Germany to ensure that the people of Germany don't pay more than what the government has approved, Honorable Speaker. Regionally, in East Africa, Tanzania has a law that caps how much money the passengers pay when they're using public transport, Honorable Speaker. Rwanda does the same. Ghana, Ivory Coast, Senegal, and Cameroon. They all regulate the amount of money that their people pay in the form of fare, Honorable Speaker. Even Zambia and Nigeria, while Zambia and Nigeria did not have a law that the government regulates them, but various associations comes up with the fares and the government ratifies. It's only Kenya and Uganda where public transport is not regulated, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we cannot continue encouraging a banana republic in the transport sector where the transport from point A to point B is not predictable, Honorable Speaker. That the amount of money that the Kenyans pay when they are moving from one area to the other is dictated by changing weather patterns. It is dictated by the amount of people that are available to be ferried from one corner to the other, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know some people will say that we live in a country with a free market economy. But there must be a balance between the profit that the matatu operators will make and the public interest, Honorable Speaker. We cannot continue operating in a country where when a Kenyan goes to a stage to board a matatu, there is a board of fare of 300. But when the clouds begin to gather, the board of 300 is removed. Another one of 500 is affixed, Honorable Speaker. We cannot leave Kenyans in the hands of cartels who decides that they're going to make these short-term profits by taking advantage of the situation, Honorable Speaker. Even at times during Christmas, people who travel from Nairobi to Western Kenya, who travel from Nairobi to Nyanza County, Honorable Speaker, they are even at times forced to pay more than when it is to pay for a flight ticket. Mr. Speaker, this must be controlled. Asking that we approve these amendments so that the NTSA can validate and approve fares that the matatu operators will charge is not asking for too much, Honorable Speaker. We control the price of cane. The government sets the prices of cane across this country. We control the price of fuel. We control the price of very many things because we want to protect Kenyans from being swindled by cartels within the matatu sector, Honorable Speaker. even the matatu operators themselves, the owners of those matatus, many times they don't get that money that the conductors are charging exorbitantly, but they will put the money in their pocket, Honorable Speaker. So this law will bring a balance between the operator costs and the public interest, Honorable Speaker. This law will bring order and stop cartels within our transport sector. This law will ensure that the fares that Kenyans are budgeting for is predictable. When Kenyans earn a salary, they budget this amount of money. How much they will spend it on rent, how much they will spend it on transport. A Kenyan who left his or her house in the morning paying 100 shillings should be able to know that he or she will use the same amount of money in the evening to go home. But we cannot continue subjecting them to unpredictability, where you have 100 shillings, you have 200 shillings, it appears like it's going to rain in the evening, then you are told fare to take you back home is 500 shillings. We must control. Every sector must be controlled. While we appreciate that the matatu sector is a subsector like any other subsectors, and that they need to make profit, but they should know that in any business, you can either break even, you can make a loss, you can be making profit as to when you require. So we must control and regulate the amount of money that Kenyans pay in the name of fares, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this law will stop this mentality of short-term super profits, where you know that you have a few things to run in your house, and you are a matatu operator, you are a conductor, you take advantage of clouds gathering, then you increase the fare because you want to solve all the problems in your house by charging exorbitantly of the people that are giving you business. Number two, when we give NTSA the mandate to control these fares, then Kenyans will have a place to go and complain when they are being charged exorbitantly. As we speak today, a matatu operator will charge the amount of money he or she wants. The pedestrians, the passengers have nowhere to complain. Mheshimiwa, Mr. Speaker, we as a house, we must save Kenyans from the endless suffering where they pay exorbitant fares from one corner to the other, while we know that businesses should be left to operate freely, but there must be some laws of some sort to ensure that they don't take advantage of the Kenyan people to charge fees exorbitant. So, with these very many remarks, Honorable Speaker, and before I ask Honorable Ruto to second, I want to make it clear here that I have a report that the Committee of Transport and Infrastructure deliberated upon. And I read that committee, they said that they are rejecting this bill in its entirety. But I think from where I sit, the role of a departmental committee insofar as the members' bills is concerned is to check two things. Number one, whether it's money bill or not money bill. If it is a money bill, they will refer it to the relevant committee. Number two is to check whether the bill is constitutional or unconstitutional. If the bill is constitutional, then it should pass to the second level. If you are a chair of a committee or a vice chair of a committee like myself or a member of a committee, you have a responsibility to debate a member's bill when it is brought to the floor of the House here, but they have no role to reject a proposal by a honorable member. A proposal which is constitutional, which doesn't conflict any other existing law, which is not a money bill, it should be left to Kenyans through their elected representatives to make a decision. So I move and the rally members of this House to support this bill, and I ask the Honorable Member for Keses to second. Thank you.
The Honorable Julius Ruto.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this motion. And Mr. Speaker, why I rise to support, is for critical purpose that transport is the critical enabler of economic growth. While we were learning in school, we were taught about transport and communication, and that business and mobility of people causes changes or triggers the economic development. Mr. Speaker, most people who tend to be affected by price changes on transportation are the vulnerable level of society, the people who are earning lower, because most of the people probably are this cadre of people, most of them have been enabled to acquire their own motor vehicles, and sometimes they may not feel these changes. But those people who are earning below like 50,000 or what we call below $1 a day, go through a lot. And if you want to see this, you can walk in the evening along critical roads like Langata Road, you can go along Jogoo Road, and you can witness how Kenyans are working tirelessly, even at night. Some of them have been subjected to marking on the road just because they have no mechanism of reaching home. Reason why they cannot predict from the little earnings they have, they cannot budget for them to plan to go to work, make something for their family, make something for their earnings, for the purpose of meeting their consumption needs, basic needs, and at the same time balance their mobility to and from work. And I think it is the duty of this honorable house, and as read by the mover of the motion, this is not the first thing we are talking about. Remember, we are dealing with issues of public interest in nature. This is for the purpose of public interest, where we are saying, can we have an organized market where members of public can stand to benefit? As we look at the fuel sector, it had to go to a level of establishing an entity called IPRA, that at the moment are the one who are giving Kenyans information for them to plan, knowing that in this preceding the forthcoming 30 days, the fuel price will oscillate around this area. And for that purpose, you're able to plan. So what you are saying, what evil do we have if we sit down and say, we don't want to control this sector. We don't want to limit the challenges that this sector are going. We want to allow a market that it can absorb the challenges that they are going through. On the other side, as the government seeks to intervene on the problems like motorable roads, like ring roads, especially in Nairobi now, where there are many roads that have been opened up to lower traffic, because that has been the biggest challenge transporters have been going through. Traffic are stalling on the road for a long time, using a lot of fuel. Well, the government has seen to invest enough to create intervention and progressively trying to address these issues. How shall we transit this investment into a benefit of common mwananchi? And that is why I'm saying it is high time we begin to discuss around this area. Because as I've said again, it is a matter of public interest. We are looking at that common mwananchi who want to survive, who want to generate, who want to live, who want to address the basic needs. And it's not only on transport. We also need to graduate from here to look at other household commodities that are very basic in nature, so that we can create an environment, a market that is not limited, it is not controlled for investors, but at the same time, we have an optimum level. We have a balancing of a consumer and a balancing of a business person, so that the two of them can traverse. Let us have a space that this business or investor can have his own margin, can be able to predict his own investment and return on investment, but at the same time, let us not exploit the consumer at the apex of changes. Like, for example, as I wind up, Mr. Speaker, we've seen the other day we had a problem with our fuel. Prices short. Government intervened. It lowered some prices. It is unfortunate that we never saw that lowering of that little price on fuel transiting to a benefit to the consumer. Those are the issues that I'm saying we need to grapple around it. We need to think around it. We need to shape through this house, so that we follow the other countries that have gone ahead of us and ensure we have a balanced economy that enables every Kenyan to enjoy. So with that much I have said, Mr. Speaker, I beg to second this motion. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Speaker, I'm guided well. I beg to second the bill. Thank you.
Honorable members, this is a very short bill. Allow me to propose the question. The National Transport and Safety Authority Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2023, be now read a second time. The Honorable Mutunga will be followed by the Honorable Jack Wamboka.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to support this particular amendment of the National Transport and Safety Authority Amendment Bill. Honorable Speaker, this bill brings in very fundamental changes, though very few, which are missing in the Principal Act. Honorable Speaker, we all are aware the causes of changes in fares in this country. And I'm sure most of the members seated here, and almost all of us, can attest to the fact that whenever these causes, for instance, cost of fuel, if the cost of fuel increases, then fares change positively, or they increase. But, Honorable Speaker, we have witnessed cases where the cost of fuel goes down thereafter. But we've never had any instance where the fares go down. That is because the industry is left to regulate itself. And the self-regulation, Honorable Speaker, is sometimes not the best. So, the Honorable Member, the Didmas Barasa, has brought in these amendments to basically try and contain these unregulated changes. It brings in the mechanisms to determine fares. There must be a way of determining fare, especially per distance, or probably depending on the areas that are served, if there are areas that suffer a lot of traffic jam. But mechanism for determination is key because we cannot allow the industry to just be changing fares the way they feel. The other issue that is important in this particular bill, Honorable Speaker, it is also bringing in a mechanism for reviewing the fares, especially after the circumstances have changed. If we do not have a mechanism for reviewing, we leave the industry to review its own self, and the changes are always punitive. Our people have always suffered whenever there are changes in fares. Sometimes they do not even know what to expect. And these changes are not in any way moderated, so they can be quite high sometimes. Honorable Speaker, these particular changes, these particular amendments also brings in sanity in the issue of the logic of fixing the fares. What are the determinants in deciding how much fare should be changed? It also brings in the matrix of enabling the fares, the fares to be moderated, or rather the matrix that enables predictability. Predictability is key for planning. Predictability is key for people when they need to use their money. Everybody who uses public transport in this country must be, first of all, think through and decide how much I'm going to use to reach a point A and point B and back. Without such a mechanism, it is not possible. But Honorable Speaker, when it comes to investment in the transport industry, there is also no regulation. Anybody can enter into the transport industry as long as you pay the due licenses and as long as your vehicle is roadworthy. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we have large and small and extremely small transport systems in this country. We also need to be looking at what do the others do? What have the others done across the world? Wherever you go outside this country, especially in Europe and America, you'll find that fares are much cheaper than here. The reason being that they are regulated. And the reason also being that those who want to travel in comfort need to pay more because they can afford. Those who want to travel in public, also still in comfort, there are larger, more amenable, transport systems that are available for people to use. So, Honorable Speaker, this, let alone kind of disregard that has been given to this particular industry, has led to investment in very small transport systems. And the small transport systems, Honorable Speaker, are always very, very expensive. That is why the bill proposes that we should have a regulatory mechanism. It does not bring in added cost. It recognizes NTSA as one of the organizations that can do this regulation. And I believe NTSA has the capacity and NTSA is good enough to do this particular kind of regulation. Honorable Speaker, there is this paradox on the control of fares, especially when fuel goes down. Whenever fuel goes up, fares increase. But when fuel goes down, fares remain the same. So we need a regulatory mechanism. Honorable Speaker, such regulation will trigger some changes in the industry. If fares are regulated, then we are likely to see a situation where we are going towards cheaper. And the bigger it is, the cheaper it is. And we are not saying that Kenya should not invest. There's no need of investing in 15 matatus, 15 small, carriers like pro boxes. It is possible to probably invest in one bus instead of investing in 15 of those, or 2 buses, for instance. We need to move into that direction. Because sometimes these issues come up and they bring in a lot of heat in the industry. And we have a lot of strike. I remember one time Kenyans walked for about 2 weeks. And they said, we are working so that we can bring sanity into this industry. And that time there was some kind of regulation and the fares went down. For us to have a sustainable mechanism of reducing the fares or managing the fares in this country, we need a law. And these amendments, therefore, are in good faith, and that is why, Honourable Speaker, I support the amendments by the Honourable Didmus Barasa. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Jack Wamboka.
Whereas, Honourable Speaker, I want to support this bill. It requires Honorable Didmus Barasa to do a lot of consultations widely, because I believe it involves very many stakeholders, not only the matatus, we will have the buses, and most importantly, Honorable Speaker, we will have border borders, those motor bicycles. So I think he needs to go back to the drawing board. We support the idea, but it's a broader stakeholder engagement that is needed for this. Honorable Speaker, any government has a moral responsibility of regulating essential goods and services so that they cushion their citizenry, Honorable Speaker. But that comes with a responsibility, Honorable Speaker. My friends are talking about Europe, where fares are cheaper and they're regulated. But in Europe, we have responsible governments. Governments that have ensured that our people have proper roads. Governments that have ensured that their people have proper security, Honorable Speaker. I really do not understand how you are going to regulate a border carrying a passenger from Mianga Market to Bumula Market in my constituency, where the government has neglected that road for the past 20 years, Honorable Speaker. The government now loses moral authority. And that is why we are speaking to the government. That yes, if you want to be a prefect of all these things that you are discussing, please be responsible. Be a responsible government. Ensure that the people that you want to regulate have proper health care. Ensure that they have proper roads. Ensure that they have proper security, Honorable Speaker. The people you want to, the government that wants to regulate this transport sector, Honorable Speaker, the users of these services, Honorable Speaker, live in perpetual fear. They are attacked every other day, Honorable Speaker. The operators of matatus, we've seen gangs have taken over towns, major towns of this country, to an extent that the operators of this service, Honorable Speaker, they need to organize their private security. Yeah, we have seen this government encourage, they are using gangs, Honorable Speaker, to continue to administer their things, Honorable Speaker. It becomes very difficult that a country that cannot ensure that its people are secure, including operators, cannot then purport to be the prefect of these things, Honorable Speaker. Yeah, we have seen gangs take over this country. We have seen gangs take over private meetings, public meetings, Honorable Speaker. People who want to attend rallies to listen to their leaders, they cannot get there because of goons hired by the government. How can the same government come and regulate this thing, Honorable Speaker? Private operators will need to hire, to organize their private security. And that must speak to the increase of the fare, Honorable Speaker. So must the government start respecting itself? Yeah. So if you want to be respected, and My senior brothers here, like Honorable Chairman of Agriculture, you know, I pity where you're speaking from, because you know the realities on the ground, that this government is not doing anything. This government is not building roads. This government has not ensured that Kenya is secure, that the people that you want to transport from point A to B are not secure. Honorable Speaker, teachers are not
What is
secure.
out of order,
Teachers to go
Honorable
to school
Mutunga?
cannot be secure. Honorable Speaker,
Honorable-
they are not secure because government has goons. Doctors.
Honorable Jack Wamboka. The Honorable Mutunga is on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, I stand on a point of order. Is the member in order to purport that we are discussing insecurity or security of this country this time? The bill is on public transport regulation. It should clearly relate to the two issues. There is nothing to do in security. Honorable Speaker, and he has made specific reference. He should have listened to my contributions. And if he did listen, they are available in the answer. Honorable Speaker, I was very clear on my points.
Honorable Speaker, I have a lot of
Order, Honorable.
of tremendous respect.
Order, Honorable Jack Wamboka. Honorable Jack Wamboka, speak to the rules regarding relevance, but proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I have tremendous respect to my brother, Mutunga, but you cannot talk about transport minus security. The people you want to transport from point A to B, they need to be secure, Honorable Speaker. Because if there's no security, Honorable Speaker, it will need that they organize their own private security. And that is why we are saying we have lost this country to goons and gangs, Honorable Speaker. That must be restored. Security must be restored so that the transport sector is regulated. You can't speak to that. Doctors need to go to hospitals in a safe manner, Honorable Speaker. Children need to go to school, Honorable Speaker, in a safe way. Fares are going up because the operators will have to go an extra mile to organize their own security, Honorable Speaker. This is what we are saying. The government has not made roads. You like it or not, the fares will go up. Well, then let me teach you, you relax. Fares will go up whether you like it or not, because roads are bad. Cost of maintaining motor vehicles, buses, border borders is going up. This government told us there is a bottom-up government, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Beatrice Elachi is on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, you'll add me some time because they are disturbing.
Mr. Speaker, is my colleague in order to tell Kenyans here on the floor of the House that whether they care or they don't care, and yet we are amending laws here, that their fares will go up. Our communities now must know we have no power. Fares will just go up. Is it in order to tell Kenyans that? Are you saying that these operators are more powerful than the clients they carry? No, it cannot be.
Speaker, you'll add me 2 minutes, but you can see these are just distractions. I'm building context in this manner, Honorable Speaker. That if roads are bad, cost of maintenance on pikipikis and matatus and buses will go up. That has to be taken care by someone. If security is bad, it will force the operators to organize themselves to hire private security, which will bring the fare up. I don't know what bit doesn't Madam Elachi understand. We are dealing with a government that says they will